As they wheeled me into the operating room, one thought kept circling my mind. My body has the wisdom and strength to handle this. This episode is about the moment everything began to shift, the day of the surgery, the beginning of healing, and what it means to walk forward with grace, even when your steps are a bit wobbly. This is episode number 5 of the Hip Chronicles. I'm calling it Hip Hip Hooray, so let's get started. Welcome to the Youthful Older Yogi podcast. I'm MJ Waddell, your yogi host and founder of Share Yoga. I've been practicing, teaching, and loving yoga for over 25 years. I'm an advocate of movement, creativity, and staying healthy in mind and body in the prime time of your life. It's never too late to start, and there's a lot of healthy years ahead. So let's start now. Hi, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Youthful Older Yogi. I'm MJ Waddell, the creator and founder of Share Yoga, and I'm so happy you're here today. This is episode number 5 of the Hip Chronicles. I've entitled this one, Hip Hip Hooray. So this episode is all about the day of the surgery. This is day number 10 for me. 10 days ago, I had my bilateral hip replacements, both hips done, anterior. And I'm just so thrilled that I'm up and walking and can actually complete sentences and bring you this podcast. So I have a lot of notes here that I'll be looking back and forth from. So let's see. So yeah, I'm going to really share about what it was like the day of my surgery, and this kind of wobbly, interesting ride and experience and journey through these first 10 days of recovery. So the day of the surgery, let's just say, I thought I was really ready. I thought I was completely prepared emotionally and physically. And, but even the best prepared yogi has nerves when it's game time. So surgery day, I barely slept the night before, and when it was time to go, I was really, really nervous, like shaky breath nervous. I'm kind of second guessing, do I really need this? Maybe I can live with the pain. Intellectually, I knew this was the best choice. My logical brain and my surgeon agreed, but still, standing on the edge of a huge life change, even with the best prep, it's scary. And it reminded me of yoga, actually. You can study the pose, you can know all the modifications and the variations, cue it a million times, but when your body's on the mat, or in this case, the operating room table, it's a whole different ballgame. So when the anesthesiologist came in to have a discussion about how I wanted to be put under, my reply was, do whatever it takes so I don't feel anything. Nothing, no pain. So the nurse then attempted 3 times to insert the needle, where the IV for the anesthesia was to be, in my right here in this part of my hand by my thumb. And she tried 3 times unsuccessfully, and then said, "Boy, your skin is really tough." I thought that was not a great bedside comment to be making, because now my anxiety is rising even higher. How many more times are they going to stick me? So thankfully, my anesthesiologist found a willing vein in my opposite hand, and all was well. And then the roll down the hall into the operating room, don't remember. I wanted to pop in and thank you for listening to the Youthful Older Yogi. I love bringing you great guests, education, and ways to stay youthful in mind and body. If you love the show and want to help me make it even better, please consider becoming a supporter. You get to choose how much and how often you give, and there's no commitment. And remember, I donate a portion of every dollar I receive to charity. For 2025, I've chosen United Nations World Food Program. Just click the support button in the show notes. And just as helpful is sharing the show with others. Thank you again so much for listening. And now let's get back to the podcast. So coming out of surgery, which actually it took an hour and a half to do both hips, which was surprisingly fast to me. So an hour and a half to do both hips. Coming out of surgery, I was really high and just high as a kite on pain meds. And I remember thinking, wow, I feel weirdly amazing. But that glow does not last because then came the surprise part of the story. Um, the next day, I passed out. And the next day after that, I passed out. So 2 mornings in a row, I passed out. So that meant I could not go to physical therapy. And I had to stay in the hospital for 3 nights. I will spare you the gruesome details of those three days. Basically, so many side effects from so many meds, and I'm a person that I don't take any medication at all. I rarely even take an Advil. So let's just say it wasn't fun. So all this reaction meant no physical therapy and no PT class means you can't go home. So PT, it's like the golden ticket. They get you in there and they see if you can stand and walk and do how many stairs you have in your home and if you can get in and out of the car easily or with the aid of this strap. This leg strap has been my best friend. This and ice packs. So instead of leaving for a couple of days later, I left. I stayed for 4 days, and not the plan, but necessary. Okay, so fast forward to today. It's day 10 as I record this. I'm off all the pain meds. I'm walking with a walker, and I'm feeling really grateful. Don't get me wrong, I'm not floating on a recovery cloud. There's still discomfort, lots of swelling, and some gross side effects from the meds that they sent me home with. That was before, but I've been off most all the pain meds. I'm still on a blood thinner and something to make sure my stomach feels okay. And like I said before, ice has been my best friend. I'm thinking of giving my ice packs names at this point. It's really, really great. I also have a daily routine. I log my meds and their timing. I take my temperature and I weigh myself daily because I gained 7 pounds of fluid when I got home. I was 7 pounds heavier 4 days later from the surgery. And I also have to monitor my blood pressure. I just want to say that I've lost that 7 pounds of swelling and I'm back to, I'm actually lower than when I started. So that's great. TMI maybe, but this is the real deal. And the swelling did go down after about 6 days. And, I slowly got back to my pre-surgery weight. Some other little fun things. There's swelling and bruising. And every day my legs, my feet, and my ankles display a new lovely color. Could be purple, could be yellow, could be brown. You never know. It's kind of cool. Okay, so now I want to talk about the PT, the physical therapy, and this is, I call it practical transformation. And I do my exercises 2 times a day. They're simple, but really powerful. So I'm getting back the gluteus medius and minimus for abduction. Think of snow angels. So I lay on the bed and I do a snow angel with just one leg out to the side for abduction. And then the other side. It's like doing a half snow angel with your legs. And then the rectus femoris for hip flexion. So pulling my knee up and lifting, all of that. Igniting the top of my quadricep to get that, those muscles reacclimated. And ankle pumps, they increase the circulation and the blood flow, and it involves the gastrocnemius and the soleus and muscles in the calves. So it's good for dorsiflexion. And then clamshells. So let me just say that a year and a half ago, 2 years, clamshells were a breeze for me. And now, the first time I did it, just a couple days ago, my clamshells maybe 2 or 3 inches off from the lower leg, but I can feel my glute, my side glute, really firing up, like it's never worked a day in its life before. Also, the first time I tried to do those snow angels, the abduction, I literally looked at my leg and I willed it to move, and it did not move. So that's when you put the strap on and you assist it. I'm happy to say that I am now, I don't need the strap. So that's really encouraging. And I hardly use the strap at all anytime. And my ego got in there the first time I went to do that half snow angel. I'm like, please, I won't need that strap. And then, my leg, I was like, why aren't you moving? What's happening? So I used the strap. So next week I graduate to a cane and get new standing exercises. And the yoga teacher in me, I'm already kind of taking notes and dreaming up new ways to teach these movements to students from what I've learned during this physical therapy and this recovery. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the emotional side of this. And they don't always tell you this, but the post-op blues, they're real. So I've been having some big feelings, and there have been moments I felt very, very low and down. It's not dramatic. It's just this low feeling that I'm not really used to feeling. But I've learned that it's normal, and after a major surgery, your body is working so hard, and healing takes energy, so does patience, right? Patience takes energy. So this, my friends, is yoga. It's the real yoga, the kind that asks you to accept what is, to trust each and every breath, to honor this miraculous healing machine that is your body. And I bow to it daily. I always have. I've always thought my body is miraculous, because it is. And even now, I have much deeper love and respect. And yeah, I just bow to it daily. I honor it daily. So that's where I'm at, 10 days out, a little tender, but walking stronger every single day. Clamshells might be a little tiny, but so is a seed before it blossoms. I want to thank everybody who has walked this path with me so far. Truly. I also want to thank so many of you that have reached out personally to see how I'm doing, and just feeling this love and support. It's a huge part of the recovery as well. And I'm blessed to have so many awesome humans in my life that are checking in on me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I think that's it for this episode. Hip, hip, hooray. As always, please, thumbs up or a comment. It's always nice to hear from you. You can always go to my website, shareyogawithmj.com, shareyogawithmj.com, and my email is there. And you can also peruse my website. I do have a retreat coming up in September, which is going to be amazing. So check it out. Again, shareyogawithmj.com. And also, you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and type in The Youthful Older Yogi, and I have a YouTube channel. So I want to thank you all again. And the next episode, I'm not sure if it will be about my hips again. We'll see how I'm doing 2 weeks from now. All right, everybody, until we meet again, thank you. Keep sharing yoga. Namaste. Thank you so much for listening. Now you can go to my show notes on YouTube or Buzzsprout and send me a voicemail or email. I'd love to hear what topics you'd like me to speak about, what your thoughts are on the episodes, and maybe I'll share your message on a future episode. Please subscribe to my website, shareyogawithmj.com, so you can receive my newsletters and be first to know about my retreats, workshops, courses, and freebies. If you navigate on social media, you can find me mostly on Facebook and a bit on Instagram at Mary Jane Waddell. That's Jane with a Y, Jayne. This podcast would not be possible without the help of my editor, Dan Jones from Cocoa Beach Productions. You can find Dan at cocoabeachweb.com. And of course, thanks to my generous guests who share their time, insights, and youthful wisdom. Remember, the Youthful Older Yogi podcast is presented solely for educational, inspirational, and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for a physician or other qualified professionals. Okay, yogis, stay well, stay youthful, and keep sharing yoga.